Welcome to Stan's 360 World. I'm your host, Stan Horiza. Today I am in my Prius 3 Touring Edition. This is a great car. I just got this recently and kind of want to take you through it. Straight ahead of me is the older Prius model. I'm not going to do an external walkthrough, but there have been a lot of body changes. So there's been a lot of pictures online about the outside, but I kind of wanted to take you through the inside of the car. If you haven't had a Prius, this, in my opinion, is the model to get. The Prius right now comes in the Prius 2, 3 Touring, and 4 Touring. And this is the 3 Touring. The 4 had like heated seats and parking assist and stuff like that. It just got to be too much. I didn't quite... Personally, I didn't quite see the need for the extra features and the extra price. I drive for Uber and Lyft, as you could see there. I have the logos in the windows, and the few extra features I was just kind of worried that customers would play with too much, might break, stuff like that. So I went with the 3 Touring. Comes with leather seats. I went with the black interior because this portion here is black. The console is black. In most of the color trims, these are white, this kind of white. And it just looked too plasticky to me. I don't know, even though this is black plastic, but this to me looks sharper. The console top here, the dashboard is also black. I really like that feature. This does have keyless entry, so the key is in my pocket, so you just touch the door handle and it opens. If you hold for a few seconds, the other doors will unlock as well. Once you're in the car, you put your foot on the brake, touch the power button, and the car is on. Now, some of the features I have already added. You'll notice this tablet mount here. This actually came from Dodge. It's a RAM mount. I've bolted it underneath the seat here with the seat slider, and I've super glued a magnetic mount to it, ran a power cable through the inside of it, and that's a great mount for my tablet here. Still waiting for my phone dock. I think I'm going to have my phone sit somewhere about here. Still working on that. And so those are additions, as well as the Lyft and Uber logos. And I don't know if you can see it from there, but I have added a switch box here to turn it on and off lights and stuff, because I will be customizing this car much like I customized my last car. Sorry, no videos of that. Things for the Prius, though, you'll notice is full color screens. This one here is a touch screen, and so you have the GPS locations. I have it set up to where there's 3 different screens here. So you have your music, you have your energy, there's audio, there's apps. These connect with your cell phone. You have to download an app for your cell phone. Some reason the app didn't work on my tablet, which was interesting. But you know, that's all right. I can connect the apps through my cell phone. Also, there's a screen up here in the middle, which can be controlled through the selector buttons on the steering wheel. A lot of information in there. There's one that I like to keep it on, the HV system indicator. I'll show you that as we get going here. That is almost like a video game. So to put it in drive, you've got the shifter here. You go over and down, and I'm in drive now. Now you'll notice no motors are running. I'm on battery power right now, and so I just get going. Nice quiet ride. I am in economy mode right now, and so it uses the battery almost exclusively. You can put it in EV mode. I really don't know what the EV mode does. I need to look more into that, but it shuts off at about 20-25 miles an hour. It beeps and then cancels the EV mode, but I think it just holds it in battery mode is the best I could tell. Acceleration in EV mode is slow. It's very measured. The response time on the pedal is not great, but that's designed for fuel economy. You'll notice up here I have 51.5 miles to the gallon. I've done 1,430 miles in just over a week. I do drive quite a bit. And so I usually keep it in economy mode, sorry. I then can switch over, and if you look at the center screen there in the front, I can switch over to normal mode. Now responsiveness gets much better, and when I step on the gas, it does give a little bit of a kick, which I like a lot. For a normal driving mode, this is pretty responsive, very similar to my last car. So that's a nice mode. Also, you'll notice in the console here, there's kind of a game that's going on, and keeps score of how well you drive. I'm going to switch over to power mode. Now, power mode really takes off, and so that is a fun mode when you need to get onto the freeway, when you want to show off a little bit. It really gets up, and as soon as you hit the gas pedal, the hammer goes down, and you can really get up and moving. I have not tried to clock it 0 to 60 yet, but it does get up and move. One more time. So there we go. I like that power mode. It does move. But most of the time I do keep it in economy mode and economic mode. I don't know what it is. But I like it. It drives very well. You have a lot of things in the dashboard there, and you know, it tells you speed limits, even though I was breaking that. You have music. Each one of these menus also has a up and down, and you can edit. And so in this case right now, there's nobody in the passenger seat, so it's only blowing air at the driver's seat. Were there somebody in the passenger seat, it would also blow air there. Or you could switch it over to blow air to all 4 vents. There is a button here on the dash that does the same thing. So that's kind of nice. I turned on flight radar. This is one of my apps. If you check one of my other videos, I'm going to do a video on driving for Uber and Lyft, and that's one of the apps that I have that I use for Uber and Lyft. But going back to the dashboard here, you've got back buttons. You've got an array of buttons on the dashboard. Some phone buttons, some radio buttons, trip buttons, the selectors for that, lane departure, distance, and I'll get into that here in a moment when I get up onto the freeway. I'll show you that screen. No messages. There's some customization that you could do. Then in the economy, or in the, I don't know what button that is, information I guess it would be. You could have the energy monitor that shows you which engine is running. You have this, I'll call it the game board. Then you have fuel consumption that shows you the past 5 minutes. You can select in there 1 mile, 5 miles, your monthly fuel economy. That's a nice screen. Then you have your drive monitor, and it tells you the elapsed time, your average speed, your driving ratio on battery. This one's really neat. This one you could put in the cost of gas, and it will track your gas savings over your last vehicle. So in the just over a week that I've had this vehicle, it has saved me nearly $100 in gas. I like that very much. It does give you your daily distance in miles and your average MPG, and so a lot of great information on there. So let me go for a little bit more of a ride here and get it around to the freeway, and so I can show you some of the really cool features of the Touring Edition. There is built-in navigation, GPS navigation, and when you're stopped you can set destinations and stuff like that. One thing that I was really hoping for that I can't find, it might be there, I haven't had too much time to research it, but it wasn't intuitive, was to be able to share the navigation from my cell phone to the car. So in that way, when I'm driving for Uber and Lyft, I could transfer my GPS over to the car. Didn't have that, but it does have a pretty good GPS or navigation. It does get traffic updates and that kind of stuff as well. So it is a nice GPS that's built in. Let's see, what other fun stuff? You know, you have your normal windshield wipers and windshield wipers here, headlights there. On this side, you do have auto headlights that will turn on at night. Console box here does also come with a little tray that slides back and forth. Cigarette lighter or power socket. There is one here, and there's another one around back in the center console. Not too happy with the locations of those, but they're not bad. There's also a aux plug here and a USB jack. The USB jack doesn't really power very well. I think it's a 1 amp power volt. My tablet won't charge on it, but if you have a USB drive, that's nice. Also down here, I've covered it up with a mat, but there is an induction charger. And so if you have a phone that has wireless charging, you can put it on the mat, turn on the power, and it will charge your phone. The downfalls I found of that is it won't charge through a case, and my phone does get very warm when it's charging on there, so I've decided not to use it, but it is a cool feature. So you do have all 4 windows here. You have some locks for the windows so people can not use their rear window thing there. You have the door locks, interior lights. This was kind of neat, the self mirror here. When you open it, the light comes on. Same thing on this side. So overall, everything is really nicely placed. So I was really impressed with 2 features, and this is why I went with the Touring Edition, is the lane departure and the cruise control. So with the cruise control, what you can do is you push the button here and you set it. So now it's set to the speed you were going. You can up it, and you'll notice on the screen here that it has 3 lines, and then the 2 lines on the side are flashing. So what those lines are doing is it's recognizing the lane lines, and it's also got a camera here that is a forward-facing radar, basically, and it's looking for another vehicle in your lane. So I'm going to up my speed to 65, and notice it beeped because I wasn't signaling when I started my move towards the lane. So now it's recognized that there's a car in front of me, and it's going to hold with that car. Even though I've got the GPS set to 64 miles an hour, it's going to stay with that car. The next thing is the next car will move in, and it will adapt to those cars as people just fly in front of me. There is a setting on how close you want to pace. Right now I have it set to 3 bars, which is roughly 3 seconds. You can set it down to 2 bars, 1 bar. So there's 2, and it'll pick up speed, bring me closer and closer. I like the 3. It feels safe. I like to feel safe. You'll notice that I'm kind of comfortable not touching the wheel, and I'll show you why. I'm going to go towards the sideline here, and the car auto-corrects itself back into the lane. Here comes a car in my lane, and boom, I'm too close. It broke. I touched no pedals. I am not moving my feet. My feet are, here, I'll even tuck them up under me. It will brake all the way down to 0. Now, this isn't Tesla's self-driving car technology, but it's close. If you have your hands off the wheel for too long, it will beep at you. I don't want to scare them there. It will beep at you to tell you to put your hands back on the wheel. But I'm trying to lightly hold the wheel so in that way you can kind of see. I'm going to go again over to the lane line here. It may beep that I'm getting too close to the lane line, but it didn't. It just blew me back into the lane. What does this feel like when you're driving, this lane correction technology? Well, if you've ever driven along the coast on a rainy day, or specifically a windy day, and a gust of wind will come up and kind of blow you over in a lane, this is a gentle breeze that just nudges you back where you need to go. There's nobody on the other side, so I'll do it on this side here. It's beeping at me that I have gone towards a lane that I did not signal to, and there's kind of a swoop there that blows me back. Now with the solid line, it does it without beeping, because it knows you're not supposed to be crossing the solid line. Here comes another car. Let's see what it does here, if that car is going to jump in front of me. But yeah, I got this because since I do drive quite a bit, it is nice to have a safety, you know, not have to worry about the braking during the drive. You know, when I get going, a lot of times I will just set it on cruise control and let it go, even around town, because as long as you're starting more than 25 miles an hour, I think it is, it sets up and it will just pace the car in front of you, no matter how fast you have it set. Now keep in mind, I still have it set to like 65, what did I have it set? 66 miles an hour now, and 65. And so it won't go faster than you have set it to, but it will slow down as needed, all the way to a solid brake, and that is pretty cool. And you've seen, if you try to change lanes without signaling, it will beep, it'll yell at you, and so you can shut those features off, the lane correction, but why? Yeah, your car yells at you if you don't signal. It's been yelling at me quite a bit. If you get too close to the lane lines, it'll beep. And you can set the sensitivity at that. This is the normal sensitivity. You can have it even higher. Why, I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great car. There's my walkthrough of it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and watch my other videos. I will do another video on driving for Uber and Lyft and what I think of it and what I think it takes to be successful. And thanks for watching. Let's see. Here we go. I'm not touching anything. I'm still on cruise control, and it makes me nervous going cruise control into a turn like this, but it does see the car in front of me, and usually at the top of this everybody brakes. Cruise control not available, doesn't see the car in front of me anymore. So it will shut itself off, it'll beep. Let me put it in power mode. Boom. I am going in an incline, but it is still really nice. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Keep exploring your world. Take care.